Hi, I'm Trace Hoffmeister. I'm a member of the Boulder Aikikai in Boulder, Colorado. I've been here in Boulder with Hiroshi Ikeda Sensei since 1980. In the 1970s, I watched a TV program called Kung Fu, of all things, which starred David Carradine, unfortunately. And uh, I was really enamored of the notion that there could be a practice like this that incorporated some meaningful personal growth, to put it in a really simple way, and some sort of martial practice. And so subsequent to that, I found in a copy of the Whole Earth Catalog, which is a 60s and 70s countercultural kind of iconic source, a review of Oscar Radia and Adele Westbrook's Aikido and the Dynamic Sphere. And if you've ever seen Oscar Radi's illustrations, they're these beautiful line drawings of Aikido. And I was just completely enamored of it. And so I went looking for Aikido, and that was in the late 70s. And a couple of years later, I ended up at, after starting practice then, ended up at Boulder Aikikai when I moved to Boulder. Ikeda Sensei was doing demonstrations at that time. He had just come to Boulder a few months earlier in something like June of 1980. And I happened to see a flyer, and unfortunately it was for a demonstration, the date of which had passed. But there was a phone number. I called up that number, and there was that voice, which I have of this person, Hiroshi Ikeda, who now I've known for 43 years, roughly. In the broader Aikido world, of course, many of the old Japanese Shihan who were direct students of O-sensei are gone. And so the feeling that, we'll have an Aikido future without this specific formative influence of all these original students of the founder, that feels quite different. I'm also hopeful about it, honestly. There's so many people who are interested in practice. To see the ASU board, for example, like an organizational structure that doesn't include one of these people, is really interesting to see. I think early on, Aikido was part popular. It's, as I mentioned, it's one of the things that drew me to it. It had this somewhat exotic sort of air or aura, but more than that, it wasn't just that it was exotic. It was that it seemed to offer a different view of the world and human life than what I was aware of growing up. And I think that has changed in the world. People don't seem to be as drawn to practices for those reasons. I mean, the development of both Budo and martial arts practice in the United States in general is, it's so much has changed and developed over the last 50 years that scene is just quite different. I think maybe that will come back around at some point, and people will recognize that rather than simply being some sort of fighting art or a self-defense system, that Aikido is one of these practices that can offer a lot more than that. And I guess these days, at least right recently, I'm thinking a lot about the communal and community aspects of practice. And so coming to do seminars in different places, it's something I've done for quite some time now, but it has a different sort of feeling for me. And to do a seminar like the one we have coming up in Chicago with Robin Cooper Sensei from Madison, it's a special version of that. So quite looking forward to it. Beyond the value of the seminar experience from a training perspective, it is just so enjoyable for me to do seminars, to see people that I know, to meet people that I have not yet met. Just the particular set of things that make up an Aikido seminar: eating together and hanging out and training together and being immersed in the seminar experience of these fascinating ideas and practices that we share. I just love it. So I think that's true for many people, and for me, maybe that's something I could say about the seminar experience, where I think it has some value, and beyond value, interest, enjoyment, satisfaction, more than just something that's fun, something that also involves study and interpersonal relationships and all that kind of stuff. It's quite a package.